Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well. My name is Matthew, and I have to say, another day in Trump's America. I feel like I'm going crazy. It's late. It's about 11:58. I should be going to bed pretty soon, but I wanted to talk to all of you because, oh my gosh, just another day, and I'm looking at a controversy that I wanted to discuss because there's areas that I agree and there's areas that I disagree in this conversation. So a lot of people are talking about Hassan going on Jennifer Welch's I've Had It podcast. Um, and I mean, she is also a co-host, which wasn't there. But the, Jennifer Welch asked the hypothetical question of what if JD Vance, let's say, was running against Gavin Newsom? Who would you vote for? Jennifer said like she would obviously vote for Gavin because lesser of two evils, right? Avoiding more damage than has already been caused. And then Hassan said he would vote for a third party candidate and that he did not, support Kamala. And a lot of people, I guess, took issue with that, right? Now, I have things that I took issue that were also said there with Hassan, but I think first I want to focus on why I don't like this question. Okay? I don't like it for one because it already puts Gavin Newsom as being a potential presidential candidate. And I think that he has lots of problems. It's giving him, so number two, it's giving him free advertising, and we don't need to do that. And when you do this, it makes people like, why do I even bother to vote? It's already set in stone. If these individuals that I'm watching are already saying it, the progressive side are already saying it, what was the whole fight for like Madami to win? Right? So I don't like that question at all. So when Hassan responded, I think that, to tell you the truth, my recommendation, I don't know, I'm just an everyday person, but I don't have the platform that Hassan has. I probably would have said, you know what, I'm not going to even entertain that scenario because I want to do everything in my power to stop this from even becoming a reality. Because I think that Gavin Newsom is not good. That's what I would preferred. So when Hassan went further on to say his point, he said that he doesn't have much influence and he's only but one vote. And is with somebody who has an audience that has influence way more than any of us do, and I do, and somebody that makes a living off of the influence that they do have because they have so many subscribers, right? I have problems with that. And I say this respectfully, right? I don't believe this was his intention. I think that he's mirroring lots of the frustration that's out there. But I think a lot of people on the left are very pessimistic. And we just had something great happen with Mandami, right? And there's so many other things as Democrats are winning, right? And more progressive candidates are winning. So when you have somebody who has a platform like Hassan does, saying he has no influence, it sends the message out to individuals to say, like, if he has no influence, what influence do I have? If his vote doesn't make a difference, why does mine? And I think that sets up Hassan and Jennifer and anybody who, let's say, shares that mentality and that messaging to say, the audience to say, like, why, if you're asking me for my vote now, you just gave me examples that you have no influence, that your vote is but one. Why should I even go out and do this? We're defeated. Let's give up now. I don't like that narrative because we have seen so many examples of positive things happen. And let's do everything now to fight against Gavin. So when thinking about Gavin, he wants to become president of the largest economy in the world, right? Who knows? Soon to maybe be the second. But he leads the state with is the largest economy in the state, has lots of the same challenges that are experienced nationally. And he has not been able to solve them in his state. In fact, you look at California, which has the largest companies, and he touts that it's the largest economy because the big tech firms, which control, like, I believe, $70 trillion in the stock. And you also have a very high prevalent homelessness, which is in the news and all of that. You have those two contrasts there, and you have not been able to resolve it. It's said that he kind of touted himself as the candidate to bring universal health care to the state and then backtracked. The other problem I have, Gavin, is that he has given platforms to the opposition, the MAGA side, and has even praised them. So to me, these are very clear vulnerabilities with him, which I'm already out with. You have the same problems in the state. You've backtracked. You've placated to the rich. You're tall. You look presidential, but that's not even on my radar for even voting for the man. Okay, I don't care that you're handsome. I don't care that you're tall. I don't care that you look presidential. None of that I care about, because when it comes to going on a stage, you're going to give us the same a presidential debate. You're going to give us the same crap we've been fed, and I think that a lot of us as electorate can read through that shit. We've seen you already lead the state. Same old, same crap. I'm sorry. No. That's the message that I want to be conveying here. So that's where I left this conversation. I read the comments, and a lot of people are like, like Jennifer Welch going on there, and a lot of other people saying, like, the audience is attacking Hassan. You don't get it. I think that my specific problem in regards to this, is not so much voting for third-party candidate. I have a problem with the question. It's just the narrative of somebody who has so much influence, somebody who makes their livelihood off of their platform, saying that they have no influence to an audience who already is experiencing the tragedies that's happening in this country as they're attacking Minnesota. And we see people, everyday people, standing up in Minnesota. So I don't think that's his intention, but I think that when you have a platform like that, when you have that space that you have, is to, also realize who you're speaking to and how defeating that can be to them. I think that, yes, it's important that we, as we put our voice out there, that we share our vulnerabilities, we share how we feel. And I think that what I'm seeing with Hassan, he's sharing that he feels defeated. He feels like many of us at times. But I think that in a conversation with Gavin, to clearly demonstrate that he's not the right person, is to say, like I said, I'm not going to entertain that question, because I'm going to do everything to make that scenario doesn't come true. That's how much in opposition that I'm against Gavin Newsom being our candidate. And if they want to force me to answer, I'm going to go, listen, I've seen where we are and where we've been with the current Democrats and their ability or inability to fight. Gavin is saying the right things, but his actions are speaking otherwise. Going on having MAGA on your podcast and praising them, what? Shooting down the electorate at times, which he has done. Other Democrats have done this as well, as we're asking for things. They're like, the electorate doesn't get it. Like, you're asking for too much. I'm sorry. Let's dream big, because I'm tired of scraps. I'm tired of settling for bare minimum. Meanwhile, you give to the rich. We ask for a minimum wage to be able to support ourselves, to be able to live, to provide for ourselves. And that's asking for a lot? What? I don't think Gavin Newsom, and I 100% believe he is not the right candidate. I get tired when we give him space to say, even entertaining him as a potential in these kind of scenarios. So that's my thoughts. Let me know if I'm out of line here. Believe me, I'm not perfect, but at least from me just being an everyday person, that's where my opposition comes from in that statement. Not so much the Gavin Newsom versus somebody else and you wanted to vote for third party. It's the saying that you as a platformer, as somebody who has have influence, has no power. What does that deliver for the rest of us as a message? When you put your voice out there, you have to realize, the influence that you do have. Even myself, like as I talk to my family, as I talk to you, we may disagree, and it's okay. And I think I'm getting used to being more uncomfortable. I'm getting used to the fact because I'll be honest, when I was younger and just a few years ago, um, with Trump, I mean, actually, this is just the second term, I felt really devastated. And I'm trying to take strength from this of I'm now becoming a stronger person. I'm becoming a person who now, when the individuals on the right try to use my morality against me, try to weaponize it, I am no longer falling for that trick when they say, like, you're not for illegal people or criminals being on the street. I'm like, let's not try to go into this narrative because that's not what you're doing. You're trying to use this as a vessel to do what you want. Um, so let's not even go there. You're not going to use my morality, my nature to be good and kind against me. Okay? You're not going to manipulate me. So thank you for watching. I hope you're doing well. I got to go to sleep. I need some rest because I look like crap. Maybe I'll need to get a facelift or something. I need to moisturize. I'm 43, going on 44, and I just read an article. I feel like the internet just chooses articles just that you don't need to see. It was like, you rapidly age at 44. I was like, I'm going to turn 44 this year in November. Anyways, I hope you enjoy. Stay safe. Find your community. Be positive. Leave a comment. Subscribe. Hit the bell notification. I really appreciate every single one of you. Right now, I'm 17 subscribers. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for being here. Eventually, I hope that when I get enough subscribers, I can do a live, and then we can have some conversations. And we'll talk more about that. But I have other videos coming out talking about Bad Bunny and how the right is a snowflake, and other topics that I want to talk about with all of you. We can get through this together. It's crazy here living in the United States at this time, but I will fight for the vision of this country and unity in this country. But I'm starting to slur my words because I feel myself falling asleep as I'm talking to you. So before I pass out, good night.